Crown Jewel. Yes, today we're talking about Crown Jewel.
Wait a minute!
It's not in Saudi, yet the WWE Mega Great Von Forehead Bailey's Ass Rocks Ego-Sized Championship is on the line. Title so big WWE got a separate plane to get it to Australia. At this point, I don't understand the point of these championships. I never did to begin with. Like originally, it was basically, look Saudi Prince, this is the biggest title possible. Literally, this is how much the partnership means to us. But since it's not in Saudi, we don't have to pretend it actually matters, do we? Well, whatever the case may be, the championships will be, I don't know if they're defended. Are they vacated? And that's what I want to talk about when it comes to Crown Jewel, and of course make my predictions. I will say this, for the most part, after watching the same episode of Raw and SmackDown, I'm kinda excited about the premium live event, simply because I still love wrestling. I know the matches are going to be great. How can you not be excited about Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins? AJ Styles versus John Cena. I mean, if you're not even a little excited about these matches, maybe you need a break from wrestling. Maybe we all need a break from wrestling, I don't know. But you get my idea. But people, I'm not just a fan, I'm an analyzer. I analyze WWE product, so I have two takes. I have two feelings, they're conflicting, they're fighting each other, man, I don't know how to feel. In theory, none of it actually matters. That's my biggest problem with this premium live event. No matter what happens in these matches, unless we get a turn, a heel turn, a face turn, none of it truly really matters. That's where Randy has to step up and turn heel. My take too is that sure, even though it doesn't really matter, it's not gonna change the product, nothing is really on the line, it is kinda interesting to see once per year a champion versus champion match where we get to see who is the real champion, which we all know unfortunately will end in some chaos and we still won't get the answer because somebody costs the match, and you know the only reason we got this is to see who's the better champion, and we don't know who's the better champ. Whatever, I guess I get the idea. It's basically what we used to get at Survivor Series. We used to get champion versus champion matches for every title, even including the mid-card championships, which is kind of crazy. And even though it didn't matter then, I appreciated the concept. I actually loved it, especially when you have two entertaining wrestlers involved. If we ignore the fact that it only has 4 matches, even if the matches don't mean much, the match card does look pretty good. I want you to take a look at the poster. We see Roman right here. We see Roman Reigns. Papa Roman. So he must be on the show, right? Here's what I'm suggesting. Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker. Just do it already. This card is basically just a bunch of almost like, I wouldn't call them dream matches, but showcase matches. Can we call them showcase matches? Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns. Bonafide superstar, former face of the company, whatever you want to call it, versus the next big thing in the WWE. I think it's finally time. I'm pretty sure they're gonna add a tag team match instead. But if I was WWE people, that's the match I would book. I think it's finally time. Now this card is obviously giving us Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, the Crown Jewel Championship match. And like I've said, the concept is very interesting for these championships because next year, it's still going to be a championship match, but nobody holds the championship. In this case, it kinda makes sense because Cody won last year, and what a big win that was. Very big. But in general, makes no sense whatsoever. The story was just kinda there and it was basically built on the fact that Seth Rollins never actually beat Cody Rhodes in the WWE. He lost over 20 matches if we're including house show matches, and 3 matches if we're talking about televised matches. Now, WWE could do something pretty predictable. Cody wins, LOL. That's it. We move. The more important champion wins the match. But what if we turn on the Markometer people? We fantasy book. We give Seth Rollins the W and Randy Orton is the cause of it, because that's another side story WWE been teasing, probably the main story. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Can this friendship actually last? Randy Orton is known for turning on bitches left and right, so you know, it's a matter of time. So while sure, we wouldn't get an actual winner, the entire point of this match, at least by the end of it, we could feel like it wasn't a glorified house show. But we're talking predictions. Since Rollins has a faction, should he really lose for the 4th time in a row? I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins in this match. That is actually going to be my prediction. He should win, he probably will win. I would go with my Randy Orton idea, but it's probably going to be the Browns. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer, WWE Crown Jewel Championship match. I could be totally wrong right here, but it seems like fans are really losing interest in Tiffany Stratton, which kinda sucks. The story was quite special, made the best women win. I guess in this situation, it doesn't really matter who wins the match. Knowing WWE, knowing what would probably make more sense is giving the victory to Tiffany Stratton, who held the championship for a longer time. Stephanie is still kinda new on the main roster. It's kinda crazy she's already a champion, which makes me happy, of course. They actually committed to something different. I'm gonna go with Tiffany Stratton for these reasons. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. This is a very unpopular opinion because I know how much people appreciated the story. I didn't really care that much. It was one of these scenarios where for me, it didn't necessarily build anticipation, it just got annoying. I guess WWE just lost me with the storyline, but I know the match itself is going to be an absolute banger because every wrestler involved is just so fun to watch. I'm gonna give you an unpopular take. I think my prediction and who should win the match are actually the Kabuki Warriors. They turned on Io Sky, they need the momentum. You ain't gonna hurt Rhea Ripley, you ain't gonna hurt Io Sky. Like if the Kabuki Warriors lose this match, what's next? What was the point? They need this delusional idea to work that we're actually better off without Io Sky. And of course, John Cena versus AJ Styles. A match that I still don't know whether it was actually made by John Cena or the WWE and they made you believe that it was John Cena. I don't buy that. I'm really not buying that shit. I feel like the match was probably planned like at least a couple of weeks before John Cena actually called out AJ Styles. It's not how WWE works, people. I really don't buy that shit. Especially knowing the fact John Cena says I don't pick my opponents unless he was so disgusted by that terrible Brock Lesnar match he said, yeah, give me the wheel, WWE. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're getting the match. We should be happy. It's kinda crazy because both men are actually kinda retiring. AJ Styles said he doesn't have that much time left in the WWE anyway, so I hope we can watch this match and appreciate it for what it is, and knowing AJ Styles is going to be absolutely amazing. Like I've said, he can have a great match with a bag of potatoes, he can have a great match with me, you know, put my forehead in an arm lock, forehead lock, some good entertainment for the entire family. I guess we can all agree it has an obvious winner. I mean, it's obviously John Cena. He just lost against Brock Lesnar. AJ doesn't have anything to lose by losing to John Cena. I don't know how many John Cena matches we have left, but if there is an idea to put somebody over, it shouldn't be putting over veterans, like for example Brock Lesnar. You beat these veterans, celebrate your retirement tour, and maybe in your last match, it's a guy that is not necessarily new but on the younger side. Maybe he needs momentum. Beating John Cena could absolutely do that. This is where you put somebody over, not someone who doesn't need it. It's your retirement tour. We want to see John Cena win. That's the whole point. We want to see this guy winning. So yes, I'm going with Cena in this one. So what does Crown Jewel actually do? Not much. Not a single championship is going to be defended. So there is a possibility it's going to be a glorified house show with obviously matches like AJ Styles versus John Cena, but with the lack of momentum WWE has right now, maybe it's time to turn Randy Orton heel. You know, this could be a great premium live event if booked correctly. But people, am I talking out of my butt? Am I talking out of my butt? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. The great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.